Hello everyone, happy Friday. This is the second gift that my friend Sarah gave me. I know. Best part, I don't want to spill it, but there. Can you see him? Can you see him? Yeah. It's just, she's such a love muffin. Such a doll. So that's the joy that my life is bringing me today. What's the joy that your life is bringing you today? Tell me about it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, happy Friday. I hope it is an amazing weekend for you if that's something that you decide to celebrate or practice. I work on Saturdays, and so there's a TGIF, the grind includes Fridays phrase when I used to believe in that type of mentality, but it's just, I love right now the excitement being a waiter, being on the other side of things. It matches the excitement. I'm gonna hold it this way to see if they can pop out a little. It matches the excitement that you feel of wanting to go out and be at a bar, at a restaurant, or at a cafe. The server, if they love what they do, the waiter is just as fucking jazzed to be there, like just as fucking jazzed. So it's a cool vibe right now out in the world, and I really love it. So the book that I'm writing is Tales Told and Lessons Learned in a Life of Service, and so it's a quieter post-corona, mid-apocalyptic vibe. The winds are definitely smaller, but more precious and definitely quite magical. So I'm enjoying inviting those experiences in to be writing about them, so it's pretty cool. But I wanted to tell a meditation story today. It's one that I feel a little bit funky talking about because I had to basically, not had to, but got the chance to, so I'll start at the beginning. I met one of my record keepers, and I went, it's like in my mind's eye, what I visualize is like this big file room, and she helps with like programming and different things. Like if you put it in like the Matrix terms, it's like the creator of the program, or it's like Akashic Records, or she's just the record keeper. My computer went off when I said Akashic Record, so that's pretty cool. So she's the Akashic Record keeper for me, and since I am, how do I say, I've changed so much and received so many incredible upgrades or downloads or whatever you want to call it in the past year. My energy work has expanded so quickly that, as magicians, if we had everything, if we manifested everything that we wanted right in this moment, right now, we would just pop. Manifestations happen quickly, but if we receive everything right away, receive all the knowledge right away, it's just not necessary. So she's kind of my guide as to like when I ask questions or if I'm learning a lesson, she will show me either a past lifetime or a future lifetime that because of the work I'm doing now, I've either transmuted, or it's irrelevant, or it doesn't need to happen anymore, or by choice, I make a choice to like listen, like my guides and I will kind of be like, all right, is this the right play? Is this the right play? It's like, football or chess. It's like, is this the right way to go? Is this the right move? So based off of the decisions that I make with my higher self, certain timelines don't happen, and based off of decisions that other people that are close to me, family members, make that affect my life in different ways. So there are versions of people that I know in my life that have come to me through this being and just said, like, this isn't a timeline that exists, but that doesn't mean that you're A, B, or C. So it's a really interesting mind warp of a concept, but it's pretty cool. And so there was this moment when I met my inner earth family. So I'm sitting in meditation, and so like I kind of like if I feel a little bit too up here and I want to ground in, I picture myself as like a seed, and I picture like the earth coming up to like my hips and kind of like just chilling in like that level of Mother Earth and just like being in it. And so I did that, and which is something that I've done all the time. And what I felt was like this like sucking down, like very Alice in Wonderland, but like as if like a pod was created, and it was like scooped me into this pod, and then like the pod like went into the earth and into the earth and into the earth, and like I was in that pod, and then I was dropped out into the inner earth realm, which I've never been to before. I've never experienced any of this, so it felt super Alice in Wonderland, which is kind of hysterical. And then I've never been there, and it's one of the most glorious, magical places I've ever experienced within meditations. I was just absolutely dumbfounded and awestruck, and just really humbled and blessed, and just, it was fucking incredible. I didn't really get to look around that much, so I was just in awe of just like the view. Like, I can't even verbalize what the overhead view looks like. It was just absolutely stunning and breathtaking, and like as magical as you could think, like the upside down. It's bizarre and cool. So if this isn't for you, please just scrolling past my face. I know I might sound my favorites are cuckoo pants to some of you, which is fine, but this is my meditation. Or if you'd like to just have this be a story as a raconteur, then enjoy it as that, but take it or scroll, it's fine. So, and I met my inner earth family. So I went downstairs into the center, into the inner earth, and I met my family, and they were so loving and so beautiful and so wonderful. And I've been having this, as you know, everyone knows, it's like having amnesia. You know, just go to Elizabeth April, go to Feel Good, go to Lori Ladd as well, and just, I can't even interject everything, but like waking up, it's like having amnesia. And so I've been having that experience, and it was weird because like when I'm there, I know, but I don't know. Like I can feel why and everything, but I don't know it. So it's like talking to, it's like having your family. It's like how Drew Barrymore must have felt in like the 51st Dates movie, when she wakes up and she's like, I know I saw my video, and I know that this is like, you're my family, but like I still am just like trusting on this one. And like, so it's like a weird backwards love. I can't describe it, but okay. So we went, there was a ceremony. We had to have a ceremony for some reason. And I was there to help bring either my husband back, or an old past life love, or a soul that I am meant to connect with. I needed to go to a temple and help wake him up or something. I had to wake him up. And he's Anunnaki, he's massive, and it like was going into like a pyramid temple. Kind of reminded me of the pyramids and like those Anunnaki beings and stuff like that. But it was like, I had this vision of like this huge dude, and his hands out, and I'm just like, not like this big, but like, it's just in my mind's eye, it's like he's so big, and like I was so teeny. And so I was like standing in his hand, and I'm like, dun, dun, dun. Like me as like this like little angel with gray wings. Makes me 10 feet tall. But so we had to have this ceremony. And so I'll leave a lot of what happens at the ceremony out, because it was pretty sacred and really interesting and really wonderful, and some tools that I've been given before I was able to utilize. But there was this moment where, and if you've ever met me in real life, you know that I'm not one for having kids. I'm definitely been my Jesus here, and I'm very, very comfortable and confident with that. Like, I just know it to be, kids are not for everybody. And I love, you know, my nephew. I love so many of the amazing star seeds that are being born right now. Like, I can't wait to connect with them, and I hope to do different type of work later in my life to just help and just be a part of that. Like, they're just so fucking cool. Like, I walked past this little starseed baby the other day at the grocery store, and her energy was like apologetic. She's like, I just have a few more years until I can verbally communicate with you. I'm sorry that we're not able to just like, I see you and I appreciate you and I love you. She was just like so like brazen within the push of her energy that she was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm an infant and I'm getting there. And I just, as soon as I'm given a few like seconds longer, I'm going to be able to just like articulate this effortlessly. But right now, this is the only way that I have to communicate. And I was like, girl, you're fine. You're fine. You're communicating just fine. So, but, so what had happened was, so I've made that decision in my life. I made that many years ago and I'm happy with it. It's like, I love my life. And so when I got to the temple of, you know, like to the point where my higher self always gives us like a final word, it's in the kind of like the measure twice, cut once mentality, where we always, my higher self and I, just have a brief pause together and we just sit quietly with the decision that's about to be made and just like say, this is the right decision. And it's really been incredible. And I love my higher self for giving us that stage and that opportunity, because it just gives me like that pause and that breath to be like, okay, like I know you gotta do this, but like, is this right? Is this in my highest interest? Is this in my soul, my higher soul? Like, it's just an incredible check-in. So when we were on our second measure, there was a moment where everyone had said, you know, by choosing this life, you're definitely choosing to not have kids, because, you know, this being either can't have kids or did have kids or doesn't want kids. And I was like, of course, like I don't want kids either. And like I've felt that within my bones for, like I said, a very, very long time. So they said, my higher self just said, I want to just give you a moment to grieve with your baby, with the baby that you could have. And she's like, this is just the timeline that like those souls just really want to just say bye-bye or say like thank you, or just like we want to all give you that like little moment to connect with this baby. And I was like, wow, this is such a, and just like, oh my goodness, because like I really was just like, I know I get this, let's keep going, like I don't need this moment, like this is fine. And so they hand me this baby, this incredible, beautiful, and they were born with what I saw as a female. And then later when I saw them a little bit older, I believe we were using gender neutral pronouns, but very, very short hair and very masculine essence, but like very androgynous looking being, and just so bright, like the brightest of blue eyes that I've ever seen, but like super feminine as baby. And then again, they wanted to talk, so they were maybe, I want to say like 5 or 6, but I have no idea baby terms. I have no idea what ages children are, because their souls and their like energies always pop out, so I have no idea, but I'm guessing like 5 or 6 based on height. And so I'm holding this baby, and then I'm talking to, like, it's like I'm holding the baby, and then the version of it, them were just standing in front of me talking. And as soon as I saw the baby in my arms, I just started crying in meditation. And I was, because there's this love that I can't even fathom, you know, the mother's love that just, like the day that my nephew was born, like my heart expanded, like a little crevasse of my heart expanded, and I was like, I will kill someone for you, like I will stand in front of a bullet for you. And like I can't even possibly fathom what a mother would experience to feel that sort of like immediate love and protection. But I felt within this timeline, within this moment, just a glimpse of love and a glimpse of this baby looking into my eyes with this knowing of, I am you and you are me. And so as I'm, you know, crying just by the beauty of this moment and by like I didn't know that there was that like little hiccup in me. And so it was kind of cool to watch from above as well, and watch with my higher self and watch my ego, and just kind of like all of my beings were there. It's like this movie, and it was beautiful. And you know, my little child said to me, you know, because I obviously named it John Connor of some kind, like, because I'm just like, I know I'm Sarah, but like I've always known that like John's not coming, or I'm not the one having John. I'm like, there's so many, like I said, so many star seeds that are just, and please just scroll past this if this is a little too intense and all over the place for you. That's a Terminator reference. If I'm aging myself, but that's a Terminator reference. So they're looking at me, this little John Connor baby, and it's like, this, I love you, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm proud of you because this timeline doesn't need to happen. You've grown, and you didn't, succumb to what you were taught when you were, younger, that I was, when you're a female, you're taught, like a man's gonna find you, and he's gonna give you a ring and a few pieces of paper and plastic, and you'll be able to spend that for goods and services, and then he's gonna give you babies, he'll give you a house and a few cars, and everything will be great in the world. And so that's, what everybody's just like, that's the chip that's implanted. And so they were like, we're so proud of you because I didn't need to come to help you later in life to discover this, because in the end, no matter what fucking weird twist and turn I like try to run into a wall and fuck it up, my guides are like, we really like, we're here with you, you're doing your work, we're helping you, you're listening to us. So if there's a lesson, or if there's something in the past timeline or timeline that doesn't need to exist, we want to give you that gift. And so this was such an incredible moment to connect with this being, this child, in such a way where I feel so proud of myself for coming to this realization and coming to this moment. But that, like, it was so cool to see that, like, I had that in me. It was so cool to see, like, you do have a heart, Sarah. Like, it's, because sometimes I can be a little cutthroat, so it was cool to see a little bit more of my vulnerable side in that moment. So but yeah, that's my story. That was my meditation the other day, and it was really cool, and I hope you enjoy that. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I never know how to end when I tell like a story like that. I never know how to end it. It's like the end. That's the meditation. But I learned a lot about myself in that time, and I learned a lot about connectivity in that time, and just recognizing that, as cuckoo pants as some of this may sound to some of you, again, this is just my interpretation of my meditations and just the way that my brain and my imagination, develop these pictures and interpret them. But it's been really awesome and fun to share and to have these moments of connection with all of you. So please let me know what your thoughts are on this meditation, what you think maybe this means to you, why, it's a perfect timing. So why did this moment come to you? Or is there, how do I say, I'm making a lot of changes and kind of like letting go of past versions of myself that are no longer serving me, like corporate Sarah. She's gone for good, I think. So it's cool to really take that moment, that breath, that pause, to just grieve that timeline and grieve that version of yourself, and just give it that, wow, you're worthy of, even though this is a hard life and a hard path to take because of all the gook and the work, but it's the highest one. So to just recognize that you can view that as a win, but still take the time to just look at it and be with it, and be with that timeline, and be with that version of yourself and the people that it has affected, because it's safe. Having all these moments with the meditation is so safe. And and enjoy them, because they're special, and these are incredible light beings. And these are moments that I would love for you to experience as well. That's the cool thing about this, is that within meditation, everybody can have just as powerful experiences as I'm having. So happy meditation, everyone. Happy weekend.